Hello, boys and girls. It's me, the old deplorable basket case, and I've got to talk about video games and video games causing violence and sexism and school shootings and reckless driving and just about everything under the sun, because video games have been blamed for just about everything under the sun. And yes, video games can have an effect on people who play them, because we are dynamic creatures. Just about anything can have an effect on us. Just about anything can affect our development as human beings. Can. Not necessarily does. But, let's suppose there's a kid. This hypothetical kid plays video games. This hypothetical kid plays video games that have violence in them, or sexism, or reckless driving, something that you don't really want a person to internalize as they grow up. Let us suppose, for a moment, that this hypothetical kid grows up and this hypothetical kid has internalized this awful thing, this violence or reckless driving or sexism or whatever. And this kid grows up to do something really bad because of this internalized whatever from the video game. Even in this hypothetical situation, what the fuck happened in this kid's life that the video games this kid was playing were able to have such an influence on him? Where the fuck were the kid's parents? If video games are able to have such an effect on your children, that is a fucking failure of your capacity as a parent. Your kids are on you. All on you. There's nothing about your kids' lives, about their development as human beings that is not on you. Their education, that's your responsibility. Their development of morals is your responsibility. Now, I am aware that a lot of the people who will be watching this are probably don't have children or are children themselves, but I hope you don't take offense at me using these pronouns, because good God. Like, what was his name? The Norwegian mass shooter. His mother blamed video games for him going out and killing a whole lot of people, which is a horrible thing to do. Absolutely awful. But, it came out that she had been sexually abusing him since he was very, very young. And, well, I'm not the first person to notice that at least the vast majority of school shooters, at least the ones we are able to know such things about, all have certain personality traits in common, such as narcissism, such as, I forget the word, an inflated ego, a huge over-opinion of themselves. Where do people develop that? Where do kids get that from? How are kids able to develop like that? Certainly not from video games. It's from their parents. And so blaming video games for bad things happening, for parents blaming video games for their children developing in bad ways, that is just, it's sickening. It's fucking evil. It's adults who are shirking their own responsibilities for years upon years. And when those responsibilities turn out to reflect badly on them, shifting responsibility to some third party that even if it was responsible, if the parents were doing their fucking jobs, it would never have the the capacity to have any kind of effect. And that's it. So, are there things in video games that I would rather not have my children, when I have children, seeing or playing or having anything to do with? Yeah, sure, absolutely. And as a parent, it's my job to do that, to keep those things away from my children. It's not the responsibility of any corporation or any third party, unless there's a corporation or third party that is formed specifically for that purpose. But it's my responsibility to take care of my children, and it's your responsibility to take care of your children. So if you don't want a particular video game or a video game that has any particular thing in it being available to your children, then fine, go ahead. It's on you because you're the parent. But when your children end up doing something horrible, don't blame the video games because you're the parent. And again, I say that's all. So thanks for watching. Please comment below with anything you have to say. I'd just like to know what you think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you're completely neutral, whatever. I like to know what people have to say. That's all. Have a good night, and God bless.